I'm Stephen.
I'm Theodora, and we're 27 weeks pregnant, expecting a little boy. When we found out I was pregnant, we were in Paris. My first reaction was of utter panic. Like, what are we going to do now? And I was like, I need a Coke. And I'm like, oh no, I can't drink Coke anymore. And what am I going to do? And what can I eat, not eat? And so, yeah, it was like a lot of emotions at the same time. His head up, right? His head, length, there, everything's here. Little hands and little feet, everything is right here. And here's his bum.
I was happy to have either a boy or a girl. What was really important was to have a healthy baby.
Little baby. When you find out you're going to have a baby, you start imagining what your child is going to be and what type of person they will be. And immediately next to it is what type of parent do I want to be? What type of parent am I going to be?
I'm not the one pregnant, so what can happen in the first trimester is it's really easy to forget that you're gonna have a baby. And when you really connect with your baby is during the scan. This is when you see and you remember and it's real that you're gonna have a baby.
People often think of pregnancy scans as an opportunity to see the unborn baby, to be given a picture to take home, and even find out the sex of the baby. But they can also be a really powerful emotional experience for parents who get to see and connect with their baby in real time.
There's different points in time in which you're reminded this is real. The first one, maybe it's the pregnancy test, and then it's every scan really that just becomes so much a reality. I feel the baby move, but when I see him move, it makes it more real and kind of, oh, I'm not imagining this is happening. Look, he's moving.
It's a moment of connection and a moment of reassurance because I don't have the connection with the baby, so I just see the baby when there's a scan.
You start to picture what is happening. Is the head here? Is it there? Like even like part of the head, or like this is the heart and this is how it beats, and then it just makes you feel more connected.
During a scan, you can see the baby's heart beating, their fingers and toes. You might even see them stretching or having hiccups. And this imagery can make it easier for parents to transform what can actually be sometimes quite an abstract concept into a real living being that they can get to know and develop an emotional bond to. And this bond is really important for supporting the baby's development in the womb, for supporting parental mental health and well-being, and also for supporting the journey to becoming a parent. It's this sudden tangibility of the baby, a sudden sense of reality that scans kickstart, where parents can really start to notice new and deep feelings towards their baby and make changes in their life to adjust in their new role as a parent.
In the past, we've had a scan where it created a lot of anxiety, and I think it was due to the communication. I'm sure that the sonographer doing the scan was incredibly professional in terms of knowing exactly what to search for, what to do. However, in terms of communication style, it was a very quiet scan, and so that's where you always tend to think that there was something wrong.
They're sort of your guide to whatever they're showing on the screen, and when they take a pause, you don't understand why. And so when the sonographer doesn't speak, your anxiety level, it just starts to go up until they say something again. So the more they speak, the better.
The sonographer's job is a difficult one because it requires huge skill in balancing the medical, technical and caregiving aspects of scans. Primarily, we're conducting a thorough head-to-toe check of the baby. We're measuring their growth and looking to see that tiny anatomical structures such as the heart and the brain are developing as expected. Now, in most cases, everything's fine, but there are occasions where we see things that could change the care that's offered during pregnancy. When people walk through the door for a scan, we don't know what we might have to tell them. Giving unexpected news about a baby It's emotionally and psychologically very difficult for everyone, and is also associated with high levels of burnout in sonographers. However, we also know that when there's a good interaction between sonographers and expectant parents, this can improve satisfaction in the scan experience for both parties.
We're going to have a scan today to see our baby.
Okay, so if you'd like to come on through and take a seat, make yourselves at home. Okay, how are we doing today?
Good, good.
Lovely.
Looking forward to the scan.
My name's Emily. I'm going to be doing your scan for you today. I understand we're 27 weeks today, so we're going to be doing a growth scan for baby. We'll do lots of measurements of baby's growth, we'll check lots of little structures and make sure everything's developing as expected as well. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me before we start?
No. No.
Okay. Okay, so are you happy for us to start? Yes. So when you're ready, come and have yourself a little lay down up on the bed here. Okay, so what we're going to do is just put a little bit of cold jelly on your tummy. We'll use the ultrasound probe just to move across your tummy and we'll take some pictures. I'll talk through everything we can see on the screen, but obviously if you have any questions or if you need to stop at any point at all, you just let me know, okay? So if I can just ask you to...
She was really thorough in explaining everything that she was doing, and so there were not these awkward pauses, and she was also genuine. So I think one thing that could make a scan go wrong is that you can either make it only as a medical experience, or you can make it so much more and be something that you look forward to, something that you talk about to your family and your friends.
So we're going to measure across baby's head from ear to ear.
It's a bonding event. I get to see my future child and I get to see him in more detail.
A little tape measure around just to measure the head circumference. That's lovely. So that tells us what size hat baby needs.
You start to see more than just the biology. You start to see a little bit of personality, a little bit of kicking, a little bit of expression that you know, in the scan before wasn't that. Now it's starting to be like more and more real.
Okay. All right, so we're just seeing onto baby's face now. You can see the two little eye sockets there. There you go, beautiful. So you can see that really clearly now. Tip of the nose, two little nostrils, top lip, bottom lip, and the little chin there. So we just check that top lip is all nice and complete there, making sure there's no clefts or anything. Baby's sticking their tongue out there. Let's just go back quickly, I can show you that again.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh,
just sticking the tongue out.
my absolute highlight is the tongue, when the tongue came out, and it was so adorable. It doesn't feel like an embryo, it feels like a kid. And that's another thing that the sonographer did so well, because she actually saw an opportunity to show us a moment that she thought we would enjoy, and we did.
Okay, so what we can see here are the two blood vessels that feed into the kidneys, so the two renal arteries there. So that's lovely to see. So we can see their blood vessels. And just try and see them.
One is white, the other one is red.
Yep. So this tells us about the direction that the blood's flowing in. So it's either going towards the probe if it's red, or if it's coming away from the probe, it's in blue there.
The opportunity to ask questions and giving that vibe that allows you as a parent to ask questions is so important, because then this is a question that I asked during the scan, and she very clearly explained it to me, and then the moment that, okay, that's actually very good that there's a red and a blue one. And then every other time that she did it, before we had the overall summary, when I would see a red and a blue, it's like, oh good, that's a good blood flow. Like if you ask a question that is addressed and explained to you, it makes you feel like, oh, I'm taking care of my child. I've thought of something that, you know, will make me a better parent, or I would understand better. Being cut off feels like, oh, I'm not getting this right.
So this is your report. You can see here all the measurements that we've taken of baby today are plotting well within the expected ranges. So all baby's growth as expected. And this little message here shows you all the bits of the anatomy that we've checked today. So baby's head, brain, face, heart, stomach, kidneys, all looking as expected. Okay, so that's us all done today. Thank you so much.
The sonographer today was very warm, caring, professional. It's very easy to see through a medical professional who genuinely cares, or who just is ticking a box and just doing their job. You know, sonographers see this how many times a day, right? For them, you're one of I don't know, like 20 scans that they would do a day, for you, this is like an experience of a lifetime.
Unless you're familiar with scan images, they can be such a mystery. Many parents need the sonographer to translate what they're seeing, so good communication really is key. Using accessible language to help parents understand what the images show and explaining what the findings mean, and making opportunities for the parents to get involved in the scan by asking questions are all really crucial for creating a positive and empowering scan experience. It's our mastery of the ultrasound technology and our communication skills which help us to play such an important role in supporting parents to develop an emotional connection to their unborn baby.
The sonographer is such a key role to making this from a medical experience to a bonding experience with your child, with your partner, that you can have good memories about.
Okay, so let's give that heart a little listen.
My advice to other parents having scans is to try and not be too anxious. It's such a beautiful experience that is way more than just a medical appointment, and so make the most of it. And even if you are anxious before, then remember the warm fuzzy feeling that you do get when you do see your baby and get to experience all this, and keep it for the times that you feel too pregnant, or you can't tie your shoelaces, or any of those moments. That definitely helps as well, of remembering and going back to that moment.
Having a baby is one of the most significant events a person can experience in their lifetime. Pregnancy can be a time of huge emotional and psychological change as people transform their lives to make space for a new baby and take on new and unfamiliar parenting roles. Given the extraordinary pressures that the healthcare system is currently under, I think sometimes it can be easy to lose sight of the amazing job that sonographers do. But we really are so privileged to be just a tiny part of this huge life journey with parents, and we really can make a difference through our care.